LLC, member SIPC. Integrity Wealth is a marketing name for Integrity Alliance, LLC. The topics discussed and opinions given are not intended to address the specific needs of any listener. JML Financial Group does not offer legal or tax advice. Listeners are encouraged to discuss their financial needs with the appropriate professional regarding your individual circumstance. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Joseph Yakovich, NPN number 1222562. Diversification does not guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in a declining market. It is a method used to help manage investment risk. Rebalancing, reallocating can entail transaction costs and tax consequences that should be considered when determining a rebalancing reallocation strategy.
Dollar cost averaging may help reduce per share costs through continuous investment in securities regardless of fluctuating prices and does not guarantee profitability, nor can it protect from loss in a declining market. The investor should consider his or her ability to continue investing through periods of low price levels.
Fixed annuities are long-term insurance contracts, and there is a surrender charge imposed generally during the first 5 to 7 years that you own the annuity contract. Indexed annuities are insurance contracts that, depending on the contract, may offer a guaranteed annual interest rate and some participation growth, if any, of a stock market index. Such contracts have substantial variation in terms, costs of guarantees, and features, and may cap participation or returns in significant ways. Investors are cautioned to carefully review an indexed annuity for its features, costs, risks, and how the variables are calculated. Any guarantees offered are backed by the financial strength of the insurance company. Surrender charges apply if not held to the end of the term. Withdrawals are taxed as ordinary income, and if taken prior to 59.5, a 10% federal tax penalty.
Registered index-linked annuities, RILAs, are sold by prospectus only. Before purchasing an annuity, you should consider the features of the contract, applicable investment options, index strategies, and investment objectives, as well as the risks, charges, and expenses associated with the annuity and its investment options. The prospectus contains this and other information, which should be read carefully before investing. The prospectus can be obtained from the insurance company or your financial professional. Be sure to read the prospectus carefully before deciding whether to invest. Annuity guarantees are subject to the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
The retirement analysis gives estimates based on your actual Social Security earnings record. Please keep in mind that these are just estimates. We can't provide your actual benefit amount until you apply for benefits, and that amount may differ from the estimates provided.
Converting an employer plan account or traditional IRA to a Roth IRA is a taxable event. Increased taxable income from the Roth IRA conversion may have several consequences, including but not limited to a need for additional tax withholding or estimated tax payments, the loss of certain tax deductions and credits, and higher taxes on Social Security benefits and higher Medicare premiums. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA.
This program is paid for by JML Financial Group. All opinions or statements expressed on this program are solely those of JML Financial Group or their guests that do not reflect the views of WPHT or Odyssey. Today's program is pre-recorded.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios, powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Barry, Sable, and Friends on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Well, good morning. You have tuned in to the Barry Sable Show with Friends. Grateful to you, as always, for joining me on Sunday morning, streaming live on YouTube. Hope all had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did. Had a great week on the air. Sat in for Dawn twice this week. Back here today, I'm normally wearing a sports jersey or hoodie on air. My branding, not this week. Nope. I'm on strike. Eagles, stink. Sixers, terrible. Phillies, underachievers. Flyers, trying. Tired of being let down by teams that should excel. Being miserable all week. Using Pepto-Bismol, as you know, as to keep me calm and keep my stomach calm, for God's sakes. Extra blood pressure medicine. Let's put things in proper perspective. Sports is sports. Boys will be boys. Nevertheless, we have a right to be aggravated and upset. Yeah, we do. We patronize you with our hearts and souls. We never leave your side. Always support you. Deliver. And soon. Okay, enough of that. So many issues seem to plague this country. On a serious note, international affairs, of which I believe President Trump is doing a marvelous job. His belief of economic sanctity rather than war. I am starting to see it's paying off. The Don is smart, would not want to be in his shoes with all his problems galore. Abroad and local, this country is in a state of anarchy. Democrats and liberals are off the rails. For one who has lived much of life for the past 70 years or so, I really do not recognize our U.S. of A. Power and greed have taken over. I don't see a way to stop this runaway train that has no brakes. A long walk on a short plank. We have seen this scenario play out before, have we not? Germany, Cuba, Venezuela. What is wrong, people? Why aren't we getting it? So many lives lost to communism from a socialistic start. Our education system is in the shambles, including our colleges and universities. Our youth of today are questioning our direction. They are wandering aimlessly, seeking answers that are not to be had. They are our future. So many have, in many cases, turned a cheek to America. And the older and wiser are failing them. Are you listening? Our economy, for most, is bleak and daunting. Our media has gone rogue. Our shores have become a melting pot for the world. Different cultures of unsuccessful countries have flooded our nation. Rome fell, remember? So did Greece. These were mega powers. So many issues, so many. So today I made Clip Day. Not to be doom and gloom. I love America. You know that. I've been on the air for 2 years preaching we need to get our stuff together. I'd love to curse, but I'm not allowed. Rather than tell you this one man's thoughts all the time, the concerns of others might be more and most effective way, a way of conveying my sentiments. Kirk, let's pull up clip 1 on the invasion of the Muslim or Islamic. You decide which way it may be. Let's pull up clip 1 to show that the world has ascended on America in a negative way, meaning these people. This may be a flash type clip, but it's going on today. Kirk, let's pull up clip 1, if we may.
To you all, my name is Saba Ahmed. I'm a law student.
This was a
at
student,
American
by the
University.
way.
I am here to ask you a simple question. I know that we portray Islam and all Muslims as bad, but there's 1.8 billion Muslim followers of Islam. We have 8 million plus Muslim Americans in this country, and I don't see them represented here. But my question is, how can we fight an ideological war with weapons? How can we ever end this war? The jihadist ideology that you talk about, it's an ideology. How can you ever win this thing if you don't address it ideologically?
Great question. I am so glad you're here, and I am so glad you brought that up because it gives us an opportunity to answer. What I find so amazing is since the beginning of this panel, which we are here about Benghazi attack against our people, not one person mentioned Muslims. We are here against Islam, or we're launching war against Muslims. We are here to discuss how 4 Americans died and what our government is doing. We were not here to bash Muslims. You were the one who brought up the issue about most Muslims, not us. And since you brought it up, allow me to elaborate with my answer. There are 1.2 billion Muslims in the world today. Of course, not all of them are radicals. The majority of them are peaceful people. The radicals are estimated to be between 15 to 25%, according to all intelligence services around the world. That leaves 75% of them peaceful people. But when you look at 15 to 25% of the world Muslim population, you're looking at 180 million to 300 million people dedicated to the destruction of Western civilization. That is as big of the United States. So why should we worry about the radicals, 15 to 25%? Because it is the radicals that kill. Because it is the radicals that behead and massacre. When you look throughout history, when you look at all the lessons of history, most Germans were peaceful. Yet the Nazis drove the agenda. And as a result, 60 million people died. Almost 14 million in concentration camps. 6 million were Jews. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. When you look at Russia, most Russians were peaceful as well. Yet the Russians were able to kill 20 million people. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. When you look at China, for example, most Chinese were peaceful as well. Yet the Chinese were able to kill 70 million people. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. When you look at Japan prior to World War II, most Japanese were peaceful as well. Yet Japan was able to butcher its way across Southeast Asia, killing 12 million people, mostly killed with bayonets and shovels. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. On September 11th in the United States, we had 2.3 million Arab Muslims living in the United States. It took 19 hijackers, 19 radicals to bring America down to its knees, destroy the World Trade Center, attack the Pentagon, and kill almost 3,000 Americans that day. The peaceful majority were irrelevant. So for all our powers of reasons and us talking about moderate and peaceful Muslims, I'm glad you're here. But where are the others speaking out? And since you are the only Muslim representative... Save the applause till the end.
We're just about done. A little more, Kirk. And we'll end with her.
Thank you. And since you're the only Muslim representative in here, you took the limelight instead of speaking about why our government, and I assume, are you an American? You're an American citizen. So as an American citizen, you sat in this room and instead of standing up and saying a question or asking something about our 4 Americans that died and what our government is doing to correct the problem, you stood there to make a point about peaceful, moderate Muslims. I wish you brought 10 with you to question about how we can hold our government responsible. It is time we take political correctness and throw it in the garbage where it belongs and start calling it...
There you go, Kirk. We've had enough. Listen, when I say we've had enough, I've heard it. We all know it's happening. What are we doing about it? I get a text this week from Lou. How can Muslim or Islamic immigrants, and we know that not all are radical, we know this, be fully vetted when their holy books repeatedly say it is their obligation to lie to infidels to cover their true intentions? I don't have an answer to that. Do you? Another clip. If you were a Jew, Christian, Hindu, atheist, Buddhist, Islam wants you dead. I don't know. Huron 9.5. Islam is not compatible with the world unless you see it their ways. One more, if I may, in regards to a person like Ilhan Omar, and there's others like her. You came here. We fed her. We clothed you. She got welfare. She got schooling. She got health care. And then, lo and behold, she has the honor of actually winning a seat in Congress. Unbelievable to me. And she says, we're a terrible country? Yeah, I think that's about as grateful as you can get. Senator Rand Paul. Finally, President Trump wants to review everybody that's here for the last 4 years. I go back way further than that. I've been asking since I've been on the air. Every single person that has come into this country illegally, that they have 90 days to report. So the government of the United States of America knows who they are. If you are here wrongfully, I don't care if you're here 25 years and abide by the law, we need to know who you are. I am sick and tired of Americans being killed. Look what happened to these 2 members in the National Guard. Isn't it going to be a time when people care about Americans first? I care. I want you to care. You're listening to The Barry Sable Show with friends, 1210 WPHT. Yeah, I'm riled up. I want you to get riled up with me. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Just a quick question. Does it encrypt your online traffic the same as NordVPN?
No, but it protects your device. Just pop that CD in and you're good to go.
But it will stop your internet service provider and other snoopers from monitoring you online, right?
Oh, no, not really. It won't stop online snoopers or block annoying ads. In fact, forget what I said at the beginning of this ad. This ad is now about NordVPN. I just realized that an antivirus is only half protection online. So get better online protection with the NordVPN Black Friday deal. It will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. This Black Friday, get NordVPN with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months. Yeah!
5. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. TNC Supply.
Don't miss the Education Show with Dom Giordano every Sunday morning at 5:30. Find out how you can help your child or grandchild succeed. Sponsored by New Hope Academy.
When you're injured on the job, you need more than just a workers' comp lawyer. When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. For the people. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Just a quick question. Does it encrypt your online traffic the same as NordVPN?
No, but it protects your device. Just pop that CD in and you're good to go.
But it will stop your internet service provider and other snoopers from monitoring you online, right?
Oh, no, not really. It won't stop online snoopers or block annoying ads. In fact, forget what I said at the beginning of this ad. This ad is now about NordVPN. I just realized that an antivirus is only half protection online. So get better online protection with the NordVPN Black Friday deal. It will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. This Black Friday, get NordVPN with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months. Yeah!
Free speech lives here with Kale and Company weekday mornings on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
Yes, indeedy, I'm back. You're listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. I know that Brigitte Gabriel clip was long, but how impressive was that? Isn't that worth listening to? Women, I want to address you for a second. I'm on a rant. Who did not protect their daughters with men in women's sports and men wandering in girls' bathrooms. Let me clue you a little what's going on, too, while I'm on this Muslim invasion premise. Let me address what I like for all females to understand what it's like under Sharia law. One better look into many Middle East countries oppressing of women, dress, education, liberties, travel. You need to hear this. Some refer to women's rights being abysmal. How about girls being forced to marriage at 13 or younger? Women, wake up. Please wake up. Let's go to clip 1A.
Imagine protesting in a country that you broke into illegally with flags from a country you refuse to live in. Like, that is so funny, but super weird.
Yeah, that's not cool to me. Burning the American flag. Politicians on the left, politicians on the right. I don't care who you are. Trump said we're going to put you in jail. This is going on. Just end up looking. Please take aware. Go to these cities. Go to Minneapolis and other cities. You know, you talk about that in Dearborn, Michigan. Dearborn Police Chief proudly spoke of replacing the American Dearborn police force with Arabs. You have to be kidding. You have to be kidding. Dearborn renaming American streets after Arabs. You have to be kidding. Police badge featuring Arabic script. People of the United States, either you better get real. If not, it's coming to your local city. Kurt, can we play clip 1B?
تا وقتی که انشالله این کاخ سفید را حسینیه نکنیم فریادمون همین است که مرگ بر آمریکا.
When people come into the United States and scream death to America and burn our flag while waving the flag of other nations and shoot our National Guardsmen dead in the street, that's not immigration. That's an invasion. These are not the immigrants of yesteryear who came here to assimilate into our culture and build a stronger nation because they recognized that the country that they were coming to was better than the crap hole they were leaving. And Islam is not a peaceful religion that just wants to integrate and be left alone. Islam cannot integrate because it is fundamentally opposed to Western civilization and the values of freedom and liberty and justice. Islam does not build. it destroys. It has destroyed every place that it has ever gone since its inception. And when you allow that fox into the hen house, you are not being tolerant, you are not being loving. You are being conquered. Every single one of these people needs to be sent back to wherever they came from, because regardless of what bleeding heart liberals may say, we are not obligated to import our own destruction, which is exactly what we are doing.
Wow. 855-839-1210. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I know I'm on a rampage this morning, but this is serious business. This is very serious business. You know, I had something that I wanted to read. I'll think about it going forward. I mean, it's about a young lady that lost her life in this kind of situation overseas. Look, people, we need to protect America. Grandparents, mothers and fathers, you have to protect your children. Don't you see it? How many more times do I have to say it? It belabors me to have to come on and have a show of what I would call is negativity. But if I don't do it, who's going to do it? How many people put on theatrical shows on the news? Barry Sable's not a theatrical show. He's a pissed off guy. He doesn't like seeing what's happening to America. Ed from Delaware, thanks for joining me this morning. You're live on the air with Uncle Barry.
Hey, I was listening to you, and I was thinking, how do you go about stopping this now? Is it time for violence?
Well, it's a good question.
That's what it looks like it's headed for.
Ed, it's a good question. You know what's so funny? You know, I was driving here this morning thinking the same thing, and all you ever hear is white supremacy, and the Proud Boys are coming down from the Pocono Mountains to do something. Well, if they haven't come down, they haven't arrived. I believe it's very simple. Everybody in this country needs to be accounted for. And I've said it on the air that as far as I'm concerned, you've got a certain amount of time, Ed, to get to report. We need to know who you are. We need to track you. We have let in so many people, Somalian people. Why do we bring these Somalian people in? And they are receiving, for the most part, SNAP and food stamps that you and I are paying for. None of this makes sense to me, Ed. Afghanistan's the same thing. When are guys like you and I going to turn around and say, I had enough? When, Ed?
Yeah.
When?
Right now, I have had enough.
Good for you.
I'm sick of this.
Yep. Well,
so it's time for action.
Yep. And let me just tell you something. All I could tell you is the following. If people are employing, and we all do, people that are not legal, somewhere along the line, we're going to have to take 2 steps backwards to go 1 step forward. Ed, before I leave you going, I appreciate the call. Give me your last thoughts, because I'm all ears, my friend.
Well, I think, if Trump tries to get rid of all these Arabs in Dearborn, it'll turn into violence, because they'll say he's a racist, and then it'll just turn into violence. But I think it's going to have to turn into violence.
I think something's going to happen like that, unfortunately. And I have to tell you the truth. You know what annoys me? The left is pushing back on Trump. Why don't they care about Americans? I want to ask you another question while I have you on the air. You know, we see a lot of these vessels are being blown up in the seas. Finally, we have a president that says no more drugs in this country. We're going to put a stop to it. And now the left is questioning that, too. They don't care about our kids are being slaughtered and poisoned. They don't care. I mean,
the divided states of America.
You're the best. Listen, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for taking the time to call me. So, socialism, which has an offshoot and is a hybrid, and we elected somebody in New York. I want to pull up a clip about that. Let's talk about, can we pull that up clip? Let's talk about that. My guys
are going to be the downfall
ball.
Of New York City. So people are wondering how it is that a fraud like Mamdani got elected in the city of New York. But what people don't understand is New York is filled with a lot of people in their 20s who come here looking for their big break. to make their mark in the greatest city in the world. What ends up happening, the majority of them don't ever get that big break. Either they're not smart enough, maybe they didn't work hard enough, maybe they just majored in the wrong profession. Regardless, they end up working other jobs, becoming a waiter or a waitress, a bartender, or another dead-end job. Then they're stuck in an apartment that they can't afford, living in a city that they can't afford, stuck paying college loans back that they can't afford. And what happens? Comes this guy, a wolf in sheep's clothing with his fake smile and evil eyes, and he says, hey, you want free buses? No problem. Free buses.
Yeah.
Free grocery stores.
Yeah.
Free food. Free healthcare. Free everything. Why not? And he's making all these promises to these people who are desperate and they're looking for a lifeline. The cherry on top is he says, you know how we're going to pay for all that? The reason why you're struggling is because of rich people. And I'm going to tax the hell out of them in order to pay for everything that you're going to get. 33% of New York City's budget is paid for by the top 1.5% of earners in New York. And if you tax them anymore, you know what they're going to do? They're going to say bye, and they're going to leave. And then who's going to pay for all of these beautiful promises that he made? If it was really that easy, it would have been done everywhere else. It's not. He's a fraud, and a lot of people are going to have to learn the hard way what happens when you make promises you can't keep.
That's good enough for me, Kirk. My response is the following. Nazis were National Socialists that tore down statues. Ring a bell what we were doing here? Banned free speech. Think about that. Blamed economic hardships on one group of people. We've heard that. Instituted gun control. That's right. Take away people's guns. How are they going to protect themselves? The government can then do exactly what Germany did and did whatever they wanted. And we know what that was. Put the state before God. We've seen that too. Nationalized health care. That's going to be great. I've been to Brazil. You know what it's like to go get an appointment with a decent doctor? If not, you better have the money because it ain't going to happen. Place strict government regulations on women and gays. Are you listening? All you gays, are you listening? All you women, are you listening? Come on. All I could say is that I believe, thank God, City Council will hopefully keep this guy in check. If not, Lord have mercy. I want to play another clip in another direction. People know that I have crossed over every color barrier there is, from being in the retail business to dating, and I love everybody, regardless of skin, color, or denomination. That's a fact. Let's go to clip 3.
I'm 68 years old now. I grew up in what was primarily African-American majority city. I recall as a small kid, there were even then schools that were completely African-American, which were really, really good schools that produced doctors, lawyers, professionals. Most of the families were completely intact. But somewhere along the line, that changed dramatically. What happened?
Well, we've done a great deal of extensive research, and what we found is that what was true where you grew up was also true across the South, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, so on and so forth, where you did have a lot of these predominantly black schools churning out professionals, men and women who are productive to society. What happened, to answer your question, was that there was a mindset shift. Booker T. Washington taught that it's incumbent upon the man and the woman to cast down your bucket where you are. And what that means is seize opportunities, be a man, be a woman of virtue, take care of your family, take care of your responsibilities, and all the rest will take care of itself. And so it was a mindset of productive, Christian, family-oriented values that shifted around the 60s with the Civil Rights Movement, where the rhetoric began to change.
I know we all have to battle with this constant drain of a feeling of nobodiness. We haven't been able to be people.
We weren't called upon to be men and women of virtue. The focus rather shifted on the government and what the government is willing or not willing to do for us.
We are confronting issues that cannot be solved without costing the nation billions of dollars. Now, I think this is where we're getting our greatest resistance. They may put it on many other things, but we can't get rid of slums and poverty without it costing the nation billions of dollars.
And so that kind of de-incentivized a lot of the gains that were made in the way of productive process. Rather than carrying on your father's and grandfather's business, he may have started a plumbing business or an electrical company or a mechanic shop. Rather than carrying on these businesses, we decided to resolve to protesting and this kind of militant type politics.
The black community has proven that we are good business people. I mean, that's Detroit, that's Tulsa, Oklahoma. Our generation was not good business people. That's not what we did. We were good civil rights people. I would have a revolution.
And so when we decided to put our trust and our fate in the government rather than our men and our women, that's whenever the decline happened.
Kirk, thanks for playing that. I feel the same way. I've been to Costa Rica. You're in Costa Rica, you don't work, no comida. That means no food. That's the way it is. So everybody has to get up, draw their bootstraps out, and go to work. Well, we need to do that here as well. I mean, isn't it enough? Don't we see what's happening and has happened in this country? What are we doing to make this country better, I ask you? I always say it over the last 10 or 15 years. Is this country really making my life better? It's keeping me safe. But other than that, economically, we are working harder than ever. You are listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends, Talk Radio, 1210 WPHT. You have a serious Uncle Barry in your hands today. I hope you're paying attention.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
Hi, Dawn Stensland here. The kitchen really is the heart of the home. It's where we cook, laugh, and gather with the people we love most. So if your kitchen could use a little magic, now's the perfect time. Kitchen Magic is offering their biggest discount ever, up to 30% off your new kitchen cabinets or refacing project and 50% off your bathroom installation. American-made, tariff-proof, and family-owned. Plus, Kitchen Magic offering interest-free financing for every budget. KitchenMagic.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
B101 is spreading holiday cheer throughout Philly. Tune in for the soundtrack to your Christmas season, featuring all the holiday songs you love. Christmas music all day, every day, only on B101, Philly's official Christmas station.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
You can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Well, good morning, as I say. Eagles, I don't know. Sixers, I don't know. That would help put a smile on our faces. The nuclear family, parents have to do a better job. Parents, You have to do a better job. You have to push back on these school policies. You got to get our kids to stay off their phones and video games. We have to instill better values. Religion. You have to get these kids back into church some way, somehow. And synagogues. Stronger emotional bonds with fewer members. Nuclear families can focus on quality time. Don't you find that to be important? Positive values, as I say, of the nuclear family include fostering strong emotional bonds, providing financial stability, and creating a stable and consistent environment for children. Families can offer strong support system with two parents supporting each other, a division of labor in child rearing, and a greater sense of intimacy due to a smaller household size. Well, I guess we have to start thinking about that kind of stuff. Religion, as we know, is so critical. So critical. And for those that attend church, they seem to have better values. Let's go on, Kirk, to clip 4. Let's talk about lies as an example to the American people. Isn't this an issue today? Don't we have to be concerned about how our politicians are conducting themselves? You know, I get an opportunity during the week to listen to these congressional hearings and Senate hearings. And to be honest with you, I get so aggravated. Let's pull up clip 4 as an example. Josh Hawley questioning Alejandro Mayorkas. We all know who he was, the Secretary of Homeland Security. Let's pull up that clip as an example, please.
Expunged. Nothing is done to this guy. He had a criminal record to start with. He's in the country on illegal grounds. You have falsely and illegally allowed him in. He commits a crime against a child. He's not prosecuted. It's expunged.
Illegal
in November,
migrant, by the way,
get this. In November, Ibarra files an application for employment authorization. And unbelievably, on December the 9th, 2023, it's approved. So this is your policies in action, Mr. Secretary. A criminal is permitted into this country on grounds flatly not permitted, flatly contradictory to the statute. He commits a crime against a child, and then he gets a work permit.
How do you like
that? He gets a work permit. You want to know why all of the jobs in the last 2 or 3 years have gone to illegal migrants? Working people in this country can't get a job. Their unemployment rate's high. Why? Because of things like this. And then what's he do? Well, we all know. Then in February, he commits the heinous crime against Laken Riley. Is this a record that you are proud of?
Senator, you've misstated some facts.
I have read from the parole file,
I had enough
which
of
you
that,
have said.
Kirk, we could close that down. You heard it. We let all these people into our country, politicians, okay? President of the United States, Joe Biden. Are you happy now? I saw some appeal that you made the other day with your wife on this young lady that is slain, the National Guard menship, but I guess we should call it womanship. 20 years old. 20 years old. Are you happy now? Are you satisfied? Are the people on the left that callous that they don't care about American lives? What do we have to do to get people to value American citizens? We're not expendable. Don't you fear? You go out in the streets today, you don't know if you're going to get shot. Our kids go to school. We don't know if they're going to get shot. You're allowed to walk in the store and rob somebody and walk out. It's okay. All of these policies have led to where we are today. It's not cool. I'm not happy. And neither should you be. Let's take a break. You're listening to the Barry Sable Show with Friends Talk Radio, 1210 WPHT. Sorry, this is how I feel. And I hope you feel this way too.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
At PGW, safety is essential to delivering clean, reliable natural gas to Philadelphia homes and businesses. If you smell gas, call PGW at 215-235-1212.
Join Dom Giordano for Navy League Philadelphia's annual watch party of the Army-Navy game, December 13th at Manayunk Brewery. It's an atmosphere like no other for college football's most patriotic tradition. Enjoy prize raffles along with great specials throughout the game. Tickets are on sale now for just $15 at NavyLeaguePhilly.org. All proceeds go to Navy League Philadelphia to support our local Sea Service members. You can become a member of Navy League Philly and help support our Sea Service members for just $25 a year. NavyLeaguePhilly.org.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
I'm Sia, and I support Humane World for Animals. Together, we have created a new version of Peter Gabriel's beautiful song, Salisbury Hill, to celebrate Humane World for Animals and everything they do. Enjoy the song and join us in helping Humane World for Animals end animal cruelty.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Yes, indeedy, we are back. You are listening to a serious Uncle Barry this morning. Rosalie Hawn says, and Jersey senators voted against the Laken-Riley Act. Oh, my God. Do I have to say any more? A few quotes for the day that are important to me. Ships that wait for that perfect winds never sail. The thing that makes you not fit in, be proud of it. Nurture it, because that's your extraordinary self. You can't see the full picture. Listen to this. When you are in the frame, they're mad because I took that knife out of my back and used it to cut ties. Do you get the point? We need to unify. Do we need another 9/11? Is that what we need for everybody? A major catastrophe for all politicians to look out for the welfare of us? I'm not interested in the welfare of others right now. They're going to have to take care of themselves. America first. We're ready for a joke. Let's play clip 7, Kirk.
So there's only two things in life that you worry about.
Listen to this.
Whether you're healthy or whether you're sick. If you're healthy, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you're sick, you got two things to worry about. Whether you're going to get better, whether you're going to get worse. You get better, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you get worse, you got two things to worry about.
The guy's trying to call in.
Whether you're going to live, whether you're going to die. If you live, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you die, you got two things. Whether you're going to heaven, whether you're going to hell. If you go to heaven, You ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you go to hell, you got two things to worry about. Original or extra crispy? That's
I love that joke. Listen, do we have Damon Galdo on the phone, my buddy? Damon, good morning. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend.
To you as well, Uncle Barry.
Thank you, my brother. What's going on in your world? You've heard me rant and rave if you've had a chance to listen this morning. You know, you've been involved in politics in South Jersey for a long time, and I know you have had an effect on everybody's lives, from the politicians that are trying to get elected. You've done a grandiose job in helping out. You do it out of your heart. You do it with passion. What is going on, my friend?
Well, what is going on is we need more people to step up and try, at least get out to vote. And that's the main problem that we have here in New Jersey. When you look at the numbers and people coming out to vote that are Republicans, you're at like 35% of people that show up or cast a mail-in ballot or go to the polls to vote. I mean, that's pretty sad. That happens all the time. That's why we're such a blue state. And when you look at, I think Blake Shevchevsky said the best when he was on your show. It was basically the government shutdown, and they had low propensity voters come out when they called it the Republican shutdown, and people were afraid they were going to lose their SNAP benefits. So they came out and voted for the first time. And we had a record amount of Democrats that came out to vote, and Republicans stayed home.
Yeah, well, Trump did something interesting. He's trying to push forth that if you're not a citizen of the United States, and with the Census Bureau thing, you shouldn't be allowed to vote, my friend. I mean, it's just very simple. We have people that have different cultures. Look, people that live in this country are clueless as to what's going on politically. I could tell you the only way that I have an opportunity to come on the air and look relatively intelligent is because I watch news constantly. And I see to a certain degree what's happening. But for people, as I always say, that have a job, they come home to their family, got to take care of the kids, got to take care of husband, got to call their mother, father, got to call their friends. They don't have time to know what's going on in this country. And they're clueless. And they vote for things that are improper. And I'm just have had enough. I'll be honest with you, I'm so fed up with everything. I want this government to put me and people like me and everybody in the position that they can't wait to get out of bed and go to live their lives, because we're free, Damon. We're free. Go ahead before I let you go. Your last comment.
No, you're absolutely right about that, Barry. And you're right about the Republicans. And you talked about families earlier and having two-parent household and stuff like that. I do. I have kids. Yep. You're busy, and it's a lot to pay attention to what's going on. You got to go that extra mile. So if you look at the Democrats, they don't believe in two-parent households. They push abortion. They don't want to have kids. So that's why they get out to vote more. They have more time on their hands. That's what I say. I don't have a lot of time on my hands. My kids are in sports. They're going to church. You said
you're doing the right thing, my friend. You're doing the right thing.
We delivered meals on Thanksgiving Day to seniors. I mean, we're always busy doing stuff. So it's hard to pay attention to what's going on. You have to go the extra mile, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Listen, I always appreciate your help. I always appreciate your concern for the Barry Sable Show with Friends, and frankly, for the people of South Jersey. Have a great weekend, my friend.
You too, Barry, and that's why I know you told me maybe not do it, but I'm going to. I'm running for Congress, CD1.
Yep. Well, listen, politics, dirty game, you know that. But I'm proud of you. Thanks for calling in, my friend. Kurt, while I have some time, which is not allowed, I want to go to clip 6. When I talk about crime, this is a different form by our very own politicians. Let's turn to clip 6.
Now, we've heard years of the left, their loudest voices calling anyone on the right extremist MAGA Republicans, fascists, Nazis, an existential threat to democracy. Check yourself And don't give me this both sides bullshit.
Okay.
Mr. Director, I want to ask you.
Love that.
Tell me if each one of the following perpetrators or alleged perpetrators were acting from a left-wing or right-wing political violence.
Listen
the man
to this.
who tried to kill Republican congressman at the congressional baseball practice, nearly killing House Majority Leader Steve Scalise. Left-wing or right-wing violence?
Sir, I believe it was
That was Cash Patel that just answered.
Burn down cities during the Summer of Love in the George Floyd riots. Left-wing violence or right-wing violence?
Sir, I'll rely on you on these. I don't have off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Okay, left-wing. The Waukesha Christmas Parade massacre. Left-wing or right-wing violence? Left-wing. The Lee Zeldin stabbing attempt. Left-wing or right-wing? Left-wing. The Covenant school shooting in Nashville. Left-wing or right-wing? Left-wing. The Butler, Pennsylvania assassination attempt on President Trump. Left-wing or right-wing? Left-wing.
Unbelievable.
The Trump International West Palm Beach assassination attempt. Left-wing. The Abundant Life Christian school shooting. Left-wing. The United Care CEO's murder. Left-wing. Tesla's burned, keyed, damaged, firebomb.
How much more do we have to hear about our own politicians that we vote in, meaning left or right, that are not supporting American citizens? Why don't we hear from the left this is not acceptable? Why don't we hear necessarily from the right all the time? I just don't get it. I really just don't seem to understand. Time is running out. I want to play one more clip. Clip 5. We're talking about fraud, deception to gain power. I'm on a rant. Let's go one more time, Kurt.
The left is so funny. Workers who don't work, students who don't study, educators who don't educate, and politicians who cannot lead, so they buy votes instead. But somehow they figured it out. They create dependence and call it compassion. They create victims and call it justice. Create laziness and call it equality. And a bunch of dumb people fall for that. Yesterday I made a video about how crazy it is that more than 40 million people here in America are relying on food stamps to get their basic groceries. And then as I did more research, I found out that in Brazil, my home country, we have more than 94 million people receiving some sort of benefit from the government. That's almost half of the country. And this scares me really, because I know how things work in Brazil and I know votes are completely bought. These people are going to vote for the ones who keep their checks coming in. And I feel like the same thing is happening now here in America. And now I'm going to say something that is controversial but shouldn't be. I don't think these people should vote. Honestly, how can you vote freely when you're being bought? Welfare was supposed to be temporary help, but it's become a lifestyle. Worse than that, it's become a political strategy. And that is not compassion. That's control disguised as kindness.
Could we be more accurate? Listen, I hate coming on the air and playing clip after clip after clip. But who could say it better than the people that feel as if they're being affected? Honest to God, the people that we laid to rest in this country that fought so hard for our freedom, for our success, for capitalism. Why does everybody want to come to this country when they escape socialism, communism, poverty in their own? Why are we not doing the right things for us first? Why? Rosie Horn says on the chat room, I always say that stupid people shouldn't be allowed to vote. We seem to just be all dummies. I mean, it's just as annoying as heck to me. I just want relief. I just want relief. I want to know, how are we going to fix these things? You know, when I went on the air originally, as I say all the time, I wanted to discuss things that hopefully we could fix and relegate situations to their least harm to people. I am absolutely in favor. Anybody that commits a crime in this country needs to go if you weren't born here and if you're illegal. You need to go, especially, obviously, if you don't have citizenship. You know, I always talk about my trips to Brazil. And frankly, I was on a plane one day heading towards Curitiba, Brazil. And you know, you're on the plane for like 9 hours. You want to kind of talk to somebody. And there was a gentleman in front of me, and he was from Ohio, a cattle rancher from Ohio. And he was living in Dubai. And I said, what was the most outstanding thing in Dubai that impressed you? He said, we don't have any crime there. I said, why not? He said, because if you steal, they cut your hand off. They take you to city limits and they cut your hand off. You know something? Maybe that's what we need in this country. Some tough love. Frank Rizzo did it. He did it masterfully in this city. Whether you agreed with him or not, for God's sakes, you didn't have all the crime that you had in other places. You weren't allowed to do this nonsense. We need to have tough love. We need to kick the liberals in the groins. And if you don't have a groin, think about the other situation. We need to defend. We need to care about America. We need to stop arguing with each other. I don't want to hear about race. Fix it. I don't want to hear about affordability. Fix it. I've had enough. I mean, I just had enough. I hope you do too. Kirk, how much more time do I have to rant? Or am I almost done here? I have 2.5 minutes. Let me give you some quotes that always impress me. The cruelest way to waste your life is to sit in somebody else's waiting room, hoping one day they'll let you in. Haven't we all faced that? I love this one. There is no elevator in healing. You have to take the steps. We get so used to pain that when happiness finally finds us, we no longer trust it. Isn't that unbelievable? I love the youth, and everybody knows that I had 3 guys on last week on the Dawn Show because I'm concerned about the welfare and the future of this country. The older you get, the more quiet you become. Life humbles you so deeply as you age. You realize how much nonsense you've wasted time on. Whoever is trying to bring you down is already below you. Yeah, maturity is learning to walk away from people and situations that threaten your peace of mind, self-respect, values, and morals. You could go on and all day long. One more. Take the time today to love yourself. You deserve it. Yes, you do. All I could tell you is that the truth prevails. Country, religion, education, the nuclear family. We need to get on track. We need to do better. I am employing and reaching out to all politicians. Listen to a show like mine. Listen to a lot of other people that are much more influential than me. Listen to what they have to say. Heed to their words. Keep us safe and sound.
CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people